Good afternoon, guys. Vino here. It is Saturday, March 7th, 2026. I have spent most of my morning today and my weekend here recovering from Friday's Twice concert. Just wanted to kind of now record myself now that I'm kind of fully back and had the experience as my very first K-pop concert, but also my very first solo concert. So both ways they were not completely new experiences, but parts of it were definitely newer. I am quite tired just because, as I kind of mentioned in my previous video, I had to drive myself there, which itself wasn't that bad, but coming back after the concert, I didn't realize how much energy I used, and also just it kind of makes me realize, oh wow, like I need to be more physically active, and definitely feeling the side effects of being inactive and not having the exercise on a regular basis. So I think I need to set in motion a better exercise routine at least 3 times out of the week. I'll have to figure that out. I'm gonna make sure I write that down, get the reminders in my phone and the calendar. So definitely that is going to be a mini goal for myself in the coming week here. But that aside, the concert itself was great. I did get there quite early. I think I made it to Hamilton, or at least halfway to Hamilton, around noon-ish, because there was a pop-up concert I wanted to check out first. So not pop-up concert, a pop-up cafe for the pre-concert preparation. That was not that interesting. I kind of wish I hadn't gone to that, but I did get like a free kind of a concert banner with the concert name on it and the Twice on it. And this is like 1 in a million, which is kind of the Twice saying for their fan group and for Once's. So that was cool. At least I got a quick treat out of that. I got a bakery. Sorry, the cafe is a bakery, so it means like I got like some kind of Dubai chocolate pastry something, and then some other like cream puff vanilla flavored situation. So it was okay. I actually ended up eating it today because I kind of bought it, kept it in the car, but just by going to the pop-up cafe for this kind of Twice concert in their city, I got like just a little bit of a snack, and got a free photo card out of it, which I have it, but it's not like high quality like I would get from a Twice album. But it's okay, just something quick and fun. But still, I kind of wish I didn't go to that because it killed some of my energy and my time. But it was fun to kind of talk to like other Twice fans and other like people in general. I didn't get a chance to like make a new friend in the sense of like I added them on my Instagram or anything like that, or we shared phone numbers. But that's okay. I mean, I'm just slowly kind of coming out of my comfort zone here and there. So, talked to a couple of people, some people that I did speak with in the kind of waiting line for that pop up cafe. They were locals, so they were from Hamilton themselves. So they kind of, after I asked some general like Twice questions and stuff, I asked them, hey, like, what's the parking situation? Like, after the concert, what, should I be more careful? And they had some pretty good advice, and it was reasonable. I was able to, finish the concert and get to my parking spot pretty well. And speaking of the parking spot, so it was a good idea that I did pay for the parking pass in advance, like a couple weeks back. Like last week, I mean. It was from 5 p.m. to 1 a.m., but I was out of there by like around, I think, 11 p.m. Itself. But I made it to the venue pretty decently well. What I ended up doing was I went there, I got the advanced merch kind of shopping time. I picked up two merchandise. I picked up a crew neck, which I really wanted already from the kind of photos from that was shared online before, and I got the T-shirt. It is again pricey, and I usually wouldn't spend that much money on like clothing in that way, but it's like one of those situations where it's a concert. I've been to a couple of concerts. I know merchandise is always going to be pricey. But I was like, okay, I can afford to splurge just this one time. And then, I'm not going to do this very often. So, yeah, so made it there, got the crew neck and the t-shirt. Felt like I wanted one more thing, but I couldn't like make up a mind. So I just got those two for the time being. Put them back in my car because I already like parked the car and came to the venue for that merchandise in the entrance of the venue. I think it was like gate one or something. So you go inside, you get your merch, and then obviously if you came for the merch around noon itself, then you get like the freebies. I don't have the energy for that. So it's okay. I just got the two things I wanted at least, and put them in my car. And then once I came back to the venue again, doors officially opened at 6:30 as expected. It was a bit of a cluster mess because it wasn't as organized outside for the lineup. But it's okay. Everybody was kind of just waiting in line and being pretty nice to each other overall. But yeah, I spoke to a few more kind of people in the line as we were waiting to get into the venue before the show started. So that was nice. I kind of met. I was kind of the the fifth man in like a two couple situation, and the two couples didn't know each other. But then because I started talking and we were just talking in general, they started introducing themselves. And obviously, again, I didn't like add them on my Insta or anything like that. But they were nice people. It was fun to talk to them, and they were pretty friendly, so that was pretty cool. But yeah, made it into the venue officially. Then we were able to again get some more merch because they do merch once the show, like the pre-show, is about to start as well. So I decided, okay, you know what? Let me go back. Let me look again. And I ended up picking up one more piece of merchandise that I was interested in, and then that's it. So I got three pieces of merch officially, and then I just tried to find my seat and everything. Inside the venue was pretty clean and nice, definitely because this venue was renovated at the TD Coliseum. But in terms of the merch I got, so aside from the crew neck and the t-shirt, which I will show you guys in a second, I got this shirt, not shirt, this hat. It's like a denim hat. So it says twice "This is for" on it. So I like the style of hats. I haven't owned one like this in a while. I think I had one many years back, maybe 5 years back. But it's pretty decent quality, a bit pricey for a hat, but it's okay. I'm gonna wear this often, especially with the springtime and summertime coming up. But in terms of the shirts, so this is what the this is the crew neck. So that's pretty sweet there, all in medium. It is cotton, and then this is the t-shirt. So again, it says "This is for" in that area. If I'm pointing right, there we go. And then on the back of it, again, it has the twice ladies there. Let me put this here. There we go. So this was shared online and social media, but decent. Not my favorite, but at least it's got the picture of the girls, so that's pretty cool. And then for this one, on the back, one second, it's not a convenient thing. Kind of need to do the dual mode, I think. But yeah, so for this one, it has their names on it, so there you go. So that kind of is so that's pretty much it. I got those three merchandises, and that's all I wanted to keep. But the hat, I'm definitely going to use a lot more. The crew neck, we'll see. It's still pretty cold. We're not completely out of winter yet, and spring hasn't officially started. So definitely going to be wearing those outside. And because they're all 100% cotton, definitely going to shrink. So it's okay. It's a kind of a medium, but it's like a larger medium, and I'm a pretty slim guy right now. So once this kind of shrinks, it's okay. It'll kind of fit me better, which is perfect. But concert itself, as I've kind of mentioned in my previous videos, I am an introvert. I do kind of get more energy just doing my own thing. So this is a lot of like just getting myself in an environment that's very loud, very like populated. There's a lot of people around, which is expected. I mean, hey, I've been to concerts. I know what to expect. But I think since it's been a long time, I think the last concert I went to was like 2022, and that was the Weekend concert in downtown Rogers Center. But now, we're talking about 4 years later, and working from home a lot again, definitely kind of reduced my kind of tolerance for just noise and just this like people interaction in general. And even though I am trying to come out of my comfort zone and socialize more, this was quite intense, going from like maybe one or two friend group, maybe like 5 people max in a friend meeting, to like just this much people, just the crowd itself. So it's a double-edged sword. I think me going to this concert as a solo person, without like a friend, like even just one other friend, felt a little bit like anxious at times, where I'm like, oh, like, is anyone like looking at me, or like, oh, do I look weird or whatever? And as a guy and like being a fan of K-pop, sometimes we come off as like weird to like other people, even though they are fans too. But I kind of just had to like get that out of my head. It's like, no, people don't give a crap about me. Like, they're fans, they're doing their own thing. We're all fans of the same group. So tried to like get that out of my mind as I kind of walked around the the Coliseum, looking for my seats. My seats were decent. At first, I kind of got lost. I was like, I know my section. I was in section 216, which was kind of a more of an angled area at the upper level, which is perfectly fine. I didn't want to spend too much on the tickets, but I think the seats I got were definitely like okay. They were not the greatest, but they were not like super bad or anything like that. I had a decent line of sight to the center stage, and because this is an arena, not like a Rogers Center, like a huge venue, it was like still reasonably like I could see everything, and it wasn't like a little speck of dot like from my vision. Um, but yeah, so the I would say in terms of my cons of the location and just the venue itself, food was there, but it was so confusing because everything was like half self serve and half like where'd you get that kind of situation. And the staff were helpful in terms of directing the crowd, but they weren't like helpful in terms of like telling you where the food is, like the one that you actually wanted. I think on the ground level there was like chicken tenders or something like that, fried chicken, whatever it was. Then there was another section that had like Chinese food, like dumplings and like stir fried noodles or something, which sounded good, but then like again annoying. And then on the other side, on the my upper level, there was like snacks like pretzels and like hot dogs and I think nachos or something like that. I was thinking about the nachos, but again, I'm lactose intolerant, and even though it's not super severe of a reaction anymore, I want to be careful, especially with outside food. And then there was apparently I saw a lot of people walking around with like a slice of like pizza, like Pizza Nova or something like that. Could not find it for the life of me. I asked a couple people. I walked around like in circles around the venue and that the kind of hallways. Could not find it. So that was frustrating. So I ended up deciding, okay, I did eat pretty well before the concert started anyway. So I ended up just getting like a hot dog, bought like a very overpriced $7 or like $8 for like a small like bottle of water. So that was ridiculous, but expected. That's just how it is. So I ate the hot dog, kept the water bottle with me, and then I found my seat. And then once I sat in my seat, had a pretty decent, as I said, line of sight. It was kind of, as I said, kind of like the if I were kind of just describing so I said it's like a pill-shaped kind of Coliseum layout, and I was on like one corner of the pill, you could say like that. So there was nothing really blocking me, I would say. Obviously, they have the digital screen so that they zoomed in on the ladies as they perform. Song set list was great. They started off obviously with the "This Is For" song, so that was awesome, and I kind of knew what to expect for the opening. I had no clue what the set list was because I did not check it online before I went to the concert that day. So I just went kind of blind because I just want to let it roll out, let them perform everything that they have planned, and I don't want like I want to be a surprise in some sense. So that was really fun. I was able to use the light stick, and it did pair with the venue's kind of light show. So my light stick is an official light stick that I bought online, which I showed you guys in the last video. So everything synced up, Bluetooth went well. I was able to record like in 4K short little clips vertically with my iPhone 17 here. Definitely though, I noticed the limitation of the iPhone 17, which I already knew about, which is the zoom, because I don't have a telephoto lens compared to my 15 Pro that I had previously. I can't zoom in as much, so the digital 6x zoom, still things are quite blurry, but whatever I did capture was still decent, so I'll just, keep some of it for myself. Some of it I'll just maybe share on social media, on my Instagram if I feel like it, how I did with the weekend concert back in the day. And then the music itself was great. I tried not to use my voice too much because since I talk for a living for my work, I didn't want to like lose my voice too much. But in terms of recording, this phone is great. It didn't overheat. I had more than enough battery to record everything, and the music set list was awesome. I would say half the songs were songs that I already really enjoy, and I had them on repeat on my iPhone on a regular basis. So seeing them perform them, even though some of it has been spoiled for me because that's how Twitter is and Instagram is, whatever I did see, I expected a great performance, and I definitely did. all 8 ladies. Unfortunately, we didn't have Dion still because she still has a fractured ankle or something, I believe. That's what it was. She hurt her foot and she didn't get it treated, so she didn't get to perform. But her parts did have like the pre recorded thing, so that still happened, but we just couldn't see her perform. But in terms of my bias in Twice, I did enjoy, and I tried to record a lot of Nayeon's parts as she performed her lyrics in all the tracks that she's obviously part of. But I think I mean, all the ladies performed really well. Like they all perform really well. I respect them as performers and as like artists, and I enjoy their music, of course. But I think Geo really proved herself. I see clips of her all the time being like a bias wrecker, whatever they call it. But I think it definitely proved it because I definitely noticed that she gives 150%. She gives like 200% on every performance and track that she sings. To the point where like every time she comes on the screen, like in the big jumbo screen, or like she's walking towards our corner of the stadium or like the arena, it's really like how do I say, it's like it's powerful. I can feel her energy like from such a far away distance. It's crazy. And my bias, Nayan, again, both her and Geo, great vocal starters. Sana, Cheong, all of them perform really well. Mina's solo, all the solos, I think, as I said, all they performed like not the they did have a bunch of like solo songs in the most recent album release, and they didn't do the full song of the solos. They just did like the snippets of it when like they shared in the kind of the sneak peeks earlier in the year or like last year. So I think we started with Chewy's solo, then I think it was Mina's solo, and I think then it was Geo's solo, and then Nion's, if I'm right. So I again, not 100%. My memory's already off. I'm sure I'll see it in my recordings. But I really enjoyed Nion's solo because that song is catchy. Her song, it's called Me. So that was great. She had a great performance outfit for that. Geo's solo is like one of my current addictions right now still. It's called ATM. And I've seen clips of that already, but seeing it in person, she's got that, like, as I said, that attractive energy that it's hard to like not like resist, and like you just enjoy her performing, and she's enjoying herself. You can see that she's enjoying performing for us, and her vocals are just such a powerhouse as usual. But yeah, beyond the performances themselves, the crowd energy was great. I totally forgot that in concert, it's been a long time, but especially with this kind of concert, they do the kind of camera on the, oh, sorry, the fan cam. Yeah, fan cams. That's what I was saying. So they did a couple of fan cams. They're really cute. They think they did like 4 rounds of fan cams. One was like solo like fans like kind of dancing to certain songs, like Dance the Night Away or like TT, whatever it was. And then for others, they did like kind of versus fan cam. So they put the camera on like two different audience people, and they kind of dance against each other, do a dance battle. So that was really cool. I was like half worried that I would show up on the screen, and half like I don't think I'm going to show up, just because where I was, I don't think it's possible. I think they mostly focus kind of like the lower level or like parts of the center stage to kind of record better. So it was still pretty cool. There were some really adorable kids just dancing along and having fun. So I'm glad that those kids enjoyed themselves. That's a really good childhood memory for them with their parents that I'm sure brought them along. But yeah, I think the show itself did end on a decent amount of time. They didn't go too crazy with the encore songs. I think they did like Dance the Night Away and like one other song, maybe Alcohol Free, for that. And the encore music was great. I think the whole set list, great songs. One song, actually, now that I remember more, there's a song called Gone, from, I think it's from their mini album Between One and Two. That song is one of my favorite songs. I wish Daehan was there to perform her part of it too. But Geo did it. As I said, Geo and Nayan, but again, Geo in that song did really great to keep the energy in that song, and it's one of my favorites. So I'm glad I got to see that live. I did do my best not to record too much. I was noticing myself recording too much here and there, but at the same time, I was like, my memory is not that great in some cases, so I just need snippets. I don't need like a whole like 1.5 hour like concert recording, like some people were doing. But I just need like snippets, even if it's shaky hand cam or like whatever video recording. I want to keep that for myself, just for my memories, just like I did for the Weekend concert 4 years back. But yeah, so totally worth the money I put into it. I'm honestly thinking right now, with since I've seen this concert now at least once in my life, if I ever get the opportunity to travel for a concert, or if they do come back to Canada at a later time period, definitely will check it out. I think hopefully by then I'll be monetarily more stable, or I'll have like a more closer K-pop friend or like a potential significant other, if that ever happens, who's also a K-pop fan. I think I would love to take them to a K-pop concert like twice, and it has to be twice because they're still one of my favorites. I would love to share that experience with someone beside me. So that is something that I'm dreaming of. But again, it's kind of up in the air. Who knows? If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it's okay. I'm more than happy to like take myself to the concert. But yeah, in terms of just coming back from the concert, I'm glad I was able to exit the venue pretty safely. It was almost like I think 12:30 in the morning or 1 a.m. by the time I made it back to where I am in Toronto. So, uh, so I think in terms of the concert, if I had to like give it a rating, I'd give their performance itself like a 9 out of 10. I think I did notice that there were times when Jonghyun was like, she was. I mean, again, all the ladies had great costumes. They had great energy. I could definitely tell they were getting tired. I think this tour dates have been so back to back to back for them that I think they still performed well. It's not like they were bad or anything, but I could tell they were getting tired. Nayeon also, I think parts of it, they have like a maybe not as much live singing in certain parts, which I kind of wanted them to do more of. But I think when it comes to Geo though, I feel like Geo was like everything was like she was putting 110 as a 200% into live singing. I don't think she was like doing any kind of lip syncing or backtrack overhaul all that much. So, but that's okay. As I said, I'm not too worried. Again, we paid for the performance. They performed well. I feel like I got my money's worth. I don't get to have this kind of opportunity often, but yeah, 9 out of 10 concert, just here and there. Just that's out of uncontrollables, and their energy matters too. So that's perfectly fine. Anything else I want to mention? Oh, I think in terms of like as I kind of mentioned at the beginning of this video, my energy is definitely a mixed bag. I am having like as some people call it, like post concert depression. I think I got a lot of energy being in the crowd and like singing along to some of the words that I could see that were in English. I tried to sing along to some of the Korean lyrics as well, but again, it's not like I practiced or listened to a whole bunch of track lists before I started the concert. So I just kind of went in there to kind of be myself, put myself in the moment as much as I could without recording too much or like practicing anything. But definitely, I think it's like I got the energy, I got hyped, and then I think as the concert kind of went to the like maybe 75% or 80% into the concert, my energy was just like gone. I think it's like a combination of driving myself over there, walking around the venue, just meeting people. I think, as I said, I'm an introvert. It takes a lot of energy out of me. And because I went solo, I think I really had to like generate that energy and keep myself going. So I was kind of running on fumes near the end of it. But I don't regret anything. It's definitely worth it. That's what I feel about even most of the concerts that I've gone to before. It's like I beat myself up by like, oh God, can I do this? Even when I go with a buddy, like I did last time, I was still debating like, oh God, do I have the energy for this? And every time I go to it and I push myself past that comfort zone, I always come back saying like it's worth it. It's totally worth it. So I'm happy with the experience itself. And as I said, this is my first K-pop concert. So now I know what to expect. I know what the kind of atmosphere is like. I know how the energy is like. So I just hope that, as I said, if I get an option to go with somebody who's like a K-pop fan already or a fan of Twice, that'd be more ideal. But definitely a experience I want to share more with someone else if I can in the future. But it also made me realize like one, I need to exercise more. I need to build up my endurance better. I'm definitely out of practice, and I can feel that affecting me. Especially with today, my energy is like I couldn't even sleep that much. And speaking of sleeping on time, today I think we're losing an hour Sunday tomorrow. Daylight saving is starting. Yeah, daylight saving is starting Sunday at 2 a.m. So I gotta sleep on time earlier today so that I'm not fully bogged down by that. But to kind of end this video and my kind of video journal to myself, great experience, definitely worth it. Definitely would do it again. I have no regrets for that. I think I just need to like find the balance of like getting to the venue maybe a little bit later than how early I got this time, and totally satisfied with the merchandise. I got the two main things I wanted. The hat was like a kind of a unexpected but very happy surprise to myself. I love the hat. I think I don't wear hats too often these days, but I think this is a hat I'm going to be wearing quite often, and I'm going to represent twice in this concert, this North American concert, world tour, very well. But hey, if you guys are a Twice fan, I hope you guys get to go to a concert in your country or city or wherever you guys are. And if you did go to the Hamilton Day One concert, um, then you guys probably already kind of know. Like we had a good time. We definitely had a good time. The crowd was good. Crowd was loud, very reactive to the girls, and they did a awesome performance. So huge respect to them, and it's their job. But yeah, I think right now I've definitely learned that Geo gives like everything to performance, so that's really cool. Nayeon is still my bias. That's not gonna change, but I think Geo definitely. I have like I would say new respect for her than I did before. Seeing it online is one thing, but seeing a live performance of it really makes a difference. But as I said, everybody, all the members of Twice, huge respect, great performers, love the content. So I'm glad that I got to go. So I think that's all I want to say for this video. As I said, I'm kind of like tired right now. That's why I'm not able to like come up with all my thoughts easily at the moment. But hey, that's why this is a one take. I'm not like editing this. Oh, okay, yes. Before I wrap up this video, one other thing I want to mention. Yeah, so recording with the iPhone 17. Definitely compared to when I recorded with my 15 Pro, I know I didn't mention the battery part, but it's the fact that the phone, even though it got hot as I was recording all these 4K videos earlier, I didn't have like a huge heat concern. I think it kind of cooled down itself pretty well. I didn't kill the battery all that much. I had about 92% when I started recording, and I think I got down to like 50%, maybe even like 55, 60% realistically. So for all the recording that I did in about 2 hours span, approximately here and there, it only dropped to like 20%. Versus if this was my 15 Pro, it would be really hot to the touch. The camera would start acting up while I was recording videos before. And then like the battery would die like almost like to 10% over the like 2 hour, 2.5 hour concert that it usually sometimes is. So definitely anyone who is on a older iPhone, like obviously the iPhone 15 titanium is lightweight and everything. But when it comes to heat, I think, yeah, aluminum body is still much healthier and much safer for the overall phone performance for cooling. But I kind of wish, even though I know it's like monetarily not worth it, I wish I had gone for the 17 Pro iPhone just because I miss having the telephoto lens in these kind of specific scenarios. But at the same time, it's not like I'm going to a concert or like doing very zoomed in photography or video recording very often. So that's why I'm still happy with my iPhone 17 purchase the last year or so. But I'm definitely hitting the limitation of this specs, simply of missing that triple camera or the third camera there. But it's okay. As I said, I don't regret getting the iPhone 17 because monetarily wise and the value to performance wise, this phone still does everything that the 17 Pro does. And it's just certain like, in a rare situation like this recording aspect, that's where I'm kind of seeing the con of. But nothing that's like I didn't want to spend another $300-$400 Canadian just to get like a more expensive phone. So not worth it in that sense. But really like happy with the 17's performance during this concert, considering how much 4K recording that I was able to do. So definitely happy with that as well. But I hope you guys are having a good Saturday. And again, try to sleep on time because we are losing that 1 hour in the morning or so, or like early morning. So try not to stay up too late. Get your rest now. got to fix our like sleep schedule slightly, just so that we're not completely screwed when we start our workday in the following weeks. So hope you guys are having a good rest of your weekend, and I will catch you guys tomorrow. Have a good night. Peace.